From the bathing machines of the prim Victorian era to the fashionable family holidays of the swinging 60s, the seaside resort of Margate on the Kent coast is living proof that life's a beach. And after a quiet couple of decades, the town is now on the up again. When a shop like this former bakery here in Margate comes up for auction, it's anyone's guess who's going to buy it and what they're going to use it for. Lot 57 comes complete with an enormous 3-bedroomed maisonette on the upper stories. It sits in a prime Main Street location and obviously has bags of potential. The guide price of $145,000 seems a bargain, but who at today's Clive Empson auction will snap it up?
We move to lot 57. What may I say? £150,000 to start me would be worth every penny of that. 140, thank you very much indeed. £140,000 I'm bid, and 145 do I see. 145,000 I have in the doorway at 145, 148. 148 is bid. 150,000 I'm bid by the door. 152 for anyone else. 152 is bid. 155 is bid. 155 is being sold. This is cheap. 158 is bid. And 160. 168. And 170. 172. 175 I'm bid by the exit door. 178 for either of you. 177 I'm bid. You're still out on the phone. Card has gone down. 178 I'm bid. 179. I will sell unless there's any further increase at 179,000. 180 do I see? At 180 I'm bid. 182 I have. At £182,000 I'm bid then for the first time. 182 I have for the second. 185. 185. And 188 I have. You're still out on the telephone. 190, be quick. At 188 I have for the first time. 188 for the second time. 188 for the third and final time. Sold at 188, and your number, please.
So who is the owner of the mysterious hand brandishing 9855? I tracked her down. Despite being from good Romany stock, Jane de Bleek has a passion for bricks and mortar. She started out as an interior designer and now runs her own property development company.
Well, nice and bright, isn't it?
So you've not seen this before?
No, it's my first time in here.
What are you going to use it for?
An office.
What kind of office?
A sales office and a building office for a place that I bought across the street. In fact, this is probably not enough space, but it's as good as we can get.
So this is a means to an end?
Yes, definitely.
You've got a very specific purpose in mind.
Definitely. I'm cagey because I want you to see what I've done, and then you can actually judge what you think yourself, why I bought this. Do you want to follow me?
All the way.
Come on then, darling.
Jane specialises in old and unusual renovations. Her last buy was a bridge, so what's she got this time? Oh wow. Jane, what have you done?
That's not very big, it's only 273 flats.
273 flats.
Hence why we bought the property opposite. You can understand why we needed it now.
So how far does this go back? I mean,
It goes right back to the seafront. It's actually 9 acres in total.
So, the Royal Sea Bathing Hospital, founded 1791.
That's right, it's the first TB hospital in Europe.
The hospital has a long and illustrious history. The original colonnaded building was extended in 1882 and became an NHS hospital in 1948, until it closed in 1992. So it existed as a hospital for 200 years?
That's right.
What possessed you to buy it?
I used to pass by on the bus for about 4 years. I think, that's a really nice building. I wonder what's inside. It used to fascinate me. I never thought I'd own the damn thing. I just thought, yeah, brilliant. When it came for sale, I thought I'd go for it. And I went for it. My gran always said, if you have a good feeling here, that's what you do. And that was the gut feeling.
273 flats. Have you ever attempted anything on this scale before?
No, never. But it's no different from anything small, it's just bigger.
This must have taken a hell of a lot of financing.
It did.
Now, $6.5 million is just your purchase price and fees, isn't it?
That's right. I think they were a bit lost when I first went into the bank with pink hair, carry a bag of plans, said I want to borrow this amount of money. I think they went away thinking they'd be nicely mugged, but they're very happy now.
This is such a grand entranceway. And into here.
But actually, what's really nice about it is we actually have the original oil paintings and sculptures that actually went with the building from the original 1790s. We're actually going to put back in here when we finished it too. Nothing will be altered, it won't be a new building inside, it'll be an old building with all the original features kept. This is the long corridor. Looks a bit like the film The Shining, doesn't it?
It does.
These used to always be wards. Have a look in, you can actually see. These are the wards for the patients.
In the late 1700s, its wards held up to 30 patients from across the continent who came to convalesce in the famous Margate air. Oh, I've got
This
to
is
look
the
in
kitchen.
here. I love those old ovens. They look like they've come off the Titanic.
Yeah, I actually walked in here, the wards had all the beds in, all the equipment, everything was here like they just left it. So it was actually like walking into a film set.
By the early 1800s, the hospital could hold nearly 100 patients, and in 1866, famous revolutionary Karl Marx spent a month here for the treatment of boils. It's like a labyrinth in here.
Actually, it's strange you say that, because actually we've just opened the back up and we found some more rooms we didn't know we had in this building. And it's about another 5. So yeah, it is a labyrinth.
So what's this one?
This is one of the theatres, there were 7 of them, operating theatres.
Well, I don't think we'll go any further in here. I don't fancy a paddle.
Right, follow me upstairs and I'll take you upstairs to show you.
The size of this place is astounding. It just goes on and on. Best stuff I've had all day.
They say off you're going to get darling, we haven't got time for anything else. If you come into this room, you can actually see damage that's been done in terms of vandalism. If you look here, the windows, the floors, the walls, I mean, everything's been vandalised. This is just one room.
This is an amazing space.
It's wonderful, isn't it?
So Jane, are you keeping all this enclosed glass?
Yes, we are. We're going to be conservatories onto the flats that are actually being built here. The gardens all going to be renovated as they originally were.
So what's behind this wooden stuff here?
That's the original cast iron fountain of the 1790 building. We've actually hidden it up so we can't get damaged anymore than it already is. We have to restore that.
I've got this vivid imagination. I can imagine Florence Nightingale-type nurses wandering along here. I wasn't far wrong. The routine in the hospital changed little over the years. We tracked down retired nurse Josephine Hurrell, who used to work at the Sea Bathing Hospital from 1979.
We used to take them out to stay after breakfast, if it was nice. They'd have their lunch out there, they'd have their sleep and their tea, and then we would bring them in. But sometimes you get a couple that say, can we stay for a little while longer? We've got the sea and the beach. And they said it's like going on a holiday.
In this wing, built in the 1870s, there will be 45 flats.
This is where the sea bathing name comes from. This is actually the pool where the water was actually pumped in. You can see the pipes from the sea into here, and the people were actually submerged to make them better. And they were actually given seawater to drink mixed with water, a pint a day, to make them better as well.
From the 1600s onwards, sea bathing was regarded as a remedy for nearly everything, from mild coughs to madness. So, what was this?
This was on the treatment rooms, actually.
What will this room become?
This will become at one flat. It'll have another floor put in it.
And how many bedrooms do you envisage getting into this?
Probably 1 bedroom.
Probably a damn good sized bedroom.
Huge. The whole renovation is either a studio, 1 or 2 bedroom flats. Every flat on this whole development has either a sea view or a glimpse of a sea view.
During the Second World War, they were cramming the beds in, increasing the capacity to 500 patients. With Jane's plans, the hospital will once again be bursting at the seams. Yes, that is a sea view.
This actually is roof terraces for the flats underneath, and they actually have enclosed conservatories. The beach never gets water all the way over it, so you've always got a sandy beach here, which is lovely. And you've always got the warmth, because the sun goes right the way around this building.
Not content with converting and restoring the entire hospital, Jane also plans to build 2 brand new wings to provide yet more flats. And along with the traditional, she will also bring in the ultra-modern, with a row of space-age, underground eco-flats facing the sea. Erasmus Wilson, one of the hospital's benefactors, built this impressive Gothic chapel as a tribute to his late wife. His statue continues to gaze towards it to this day. How romantic.
Come in here, James. This is a chapel, isn't it? Stunning. Stained glass. On
This
it.
is
Superb.
marvellous.
When I first actually came in here, I couldn't understand why half of the benches were up here. I thought they'd been stolen, but actually we've realised the beds used to be laid out here for services. So people
they'd wheel them in
they'd
for a
wheel them
service?
Yeah, hence half of it's only pewed and half isn't.
The
But also
stencilling is
the stencilling is
fantastic.
fantastic, isn't it? It's absolutely beautiful.
It's high Victorian from the 1860s, 70s. It hasn't faded since the day it was put up there. It's so naturalistic, it's so beautiful. And such a rare survivor these days.
And we've also got the organ, which is preserved.
It's a lovely big organ.
Absolutely gorgeous, isn't it?
How does this fit into the plan?
We do not want to change any of this. We want to keep it as a church. Also, the windows will be put back in and everything that's missing will be replaced. But we want somebody to either have it as a place of worship or perhaps as a sort of Masonic hall or something, and the money will be given to charity every year.
So giving something back to the community
Yes, basically,
as well?
yes.
We've had a glimpse of the heavenly in the chapel,
I just want to show you something else around here.
but our final stop is rather more
A
ghoulish.
friend of mine wants it. It's going to become a one-bedroom flat, which is quite macabre, but actually it's a lovely sort of building.
Welcome to the morgue. Oh my God.
The body trolley.
I can tell.
This is the room where they used to lay them out on these trolleys, and these are the original trolleys. They're still here, and that's the neck brace where they obviously got the necks on and the cushions. If you look at the doors and everything else, it's very Gothic.
And you've got someone who wants to buy this?
Yes. Amazing, isn't it?
Very Adams family.
I think it was a final curtain in here, don't you?
Definitely.
Right, you've seen the building, now I'll show you the plans. I think you'll find fascinating because they explain it a lot more. This is the original building which you've actually just seen.
I remember, that's the parapet and the chimney stack we were stood by when
That's
we were
right.
overlooking the sea.
That's right.
So that's the chapel.
That's right.
Mortuary.
This is where the swimming pool is, where the old part is.
So come on, Jane, out of the 273 flats, which one are you having?
I'll show you over here.
I knew there'd be one.
There always is, isn't there? It's the eco-friendly flats. They're underground, and I fancy this one. Definitely.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's a bit like the sea comes into your house on these flats, which is lovely. Lovely.
Subterranean flats.
Subterranean, yes.
Really?
Underground. Lovely.
Jane, this has to be the biggest set of plans I've ever seen.
This is only 5 sheets. There's 100 or more of these.
Does the scale of this development scare you?
No, people scare me more. And getting in my car and driving on a motorway would scare me more.
So come on, down to the nitty-gritty. How much is it going to cost and how long is it going to take?
4 years, over 30 million.
That
only
sounds
a number.
terrifying amount of
Oh no,
money.
it's only a number. It's all relative.
I know you've done a couple of strange developments before. Tell me about the ones that you've done.
I've done a jail, I've done a monastery, I've done a school. Always quirky, don't like normal.
So when this is finished, what do you envisage as your next project?
I'd like to do Herne Bay Pier.
A pier?
I think if you restated that pier, you'd actually be able to put back the ferry service to Southend. You'd also be able to put a fast link into London on a jet forward basis, people that commute.
Another vision.
Yes, another quirky one perhaps, but it would work.
Now, in 4 years' time, 30, 40 million pounds later, they're all sold. What are you going to do with the shop when all that's happened?
It becomes a tea shop.
A tea shop? So you'll be serving tea and cakes to all the residents from here?
I won't, but somebody will.
The size and the scale of this project is mind-blowing. There's no doubt that Jane has got a huge task on her hands. But 4 years and 40 million pounds later, I think that the Royal Sea Bathing Hospital is once again going to be one of Margate's landmark buildings.